The Forgotten Door. It was a small, quiet town where nothing much ever happened. At least that's what everyone thought. But there was one house at the edge of town that people whispered about. An old Victorian mansion, abandoned for decades. Overgrown weeds choked the garden, and ivy climbed the crumbling walls, hiding secrets that no one dared to uncover. A group of teenagers, bored and curious, decided to explore it one chilly autumn evening. They had heard all the rumors. The place was haunted. People who went inside never came out. But they laughed it off. Ghost stories were just that. Stories. The front door was stuck, but they managed to pry it open with a loud groan. Inside, dust hung in the air like a fog, and the only sound was the soft creak of the floorboards beneath their feet. They split up, each wandering through the maze of rooms, brushing past tattered curtains and ancient furniture covered in grime. In one corner of the house, they found something odd. A door they hadn't noticed before, half hidden behind a large, broken mirror. It was smaller than the other doors, and unlike the rest, it looked untouched by time, pristine, as though someone had just built it. Its smooth surface had no handle, no lock, just a simple keyhole, and beside it, hanging on a rusted nail, was a single brass key. One of the teens, Adam, couldn't resist. He slid the key into the lock, and the door creaked open with a slow, eerie hiss. Beyond the door was a staircase, spiraling down into darkness. No one had known there was a basement. "Let's check it out," Adam said, leading the way with a flashlight. The others hesitated, but followed. The stairs were narrow, the air damp and cold as they descended deeper than they thought possible. At the bottom, they found a vast room, much larger than the house itself. The walls were lined with old bookshelves, but it was what lay in the center of the room that made their hearts freeze. A stone altar slick with something dark, and surrounding it, dozens of pale, staring faces, figures that looked like people, but wrong, as if they had been carved from bone and flesh. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dim light, and their mouths hung open in silent screams. Suddenly, the door at the top of the stairs slammed shut. The flashlight flickered and died. Panicked, the teens scrambled back up the stairs, pounding on the door, trying to break it down. But it wouldn't budge. From the darkness below, they heard a low, rasping whisper. "We've been waiting." One by one, the figures began to move. The house stood empty once again. Days turned to weeks, and no one ever saw those teenagers again. But every now and then, people passing by could swear they heard something, a faint tapping from inside like someone trying to escape.